Hi, Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I want to show you how I made this little box bag featuring this adorable Conie Fong digi called Flowers on the Beach. So let's get started. I have a box cut that I used my Close to My Heart Art Philosophy. I also have here a Pail cut, and I'm going to be placing her on top of the Pail cut, and the Pail cuts are going to go on either side of the box I'm building. I have a little bit of twine, some burlap, lace, and some gems. So let's start by building that box. But actually, before we build it, let's go ahead and put the scores in, because I actually changed the box a little bit from the original cut. And when I did that, it took my scores out. I could have put those back in Design Space, but I chose to just use my scoreboard since I usually put them in by hand again anyway. I feel like when I put them in by hand, I get a little deeper score, and it gets the fold a little more crisp. And I like a nice crisp fold on my boxes, especially so that I can get some nice 90-degree angles going on. So you can see here that I'm just placing in the scores, and in a minute here I'm going to turn it 90 degrees, and I'm going to put the score in for the bottom box flaps. So here I'm just putting in that bottom score, and then once I've done that, I can flip up all of the bottom pieces, and I can fold over all the sides. Now I take my bone folder and I just burnish those in place. Again, it just makes it nice and crisp. You can use your finger, you could use the edge of a pencil, you could use anything for this. A lot of times I do just use my finger, and it works out probably as well as using the bone folder. But I have it and it looks nice on the video, so I'll use it. All right, so now I've turned up the speed on my video really fast here, because watching somebody ink paper is like watching grass grow, isn't it? It's just a little boring. So I'm just going around and I'm just inking up all the edges on this box. Again, I don't even know that it's really necessary on the box because you don't see much of it. It's covered up by the pail. Here I'm going around the edges of the pail, and I'm just using a blue there. Now I'm going to come in with that blue, and I'm going to go around the shell cut that I have placed this mermaid on. Again, this little girl is from Conie Fong, called The Flowers on the Beach, and I will definitely put the link to her in the information box below, because she is adorable. Now, Conie has several beautiful mermaids over on her Etsy site, so if you like mermaids, you might want to go over and check that out. Now I'm just placing some double-sided tape on the edge, and that's going to come together, and that's going to form the square or the cube. And now I'm just going to put some tape on the one bottom flap edge. Now, if I were building a really sturdy box, I probably, number one, would use a little thicker cardstock than this. And I would put more tape on those bottom flaps. But I already know what's going to go in this bag, and it's not very heavy at all. So I don't need it to be super strong. I'm not going to be carrying any cement blocks or anything in it. Okay, so here I fold it over, and I'm just making sure that those corners match up as closely as I can. And then I'm getting a nice seal there. Seems like that's my most trouble with building boxes, is at the very bottom I don't get a nice seal, and I'm not sure if I just don't tape far enough down, Although I taped pretty far down there, as you can see, I had to trim off the tape, so I'm not sure why it does that. I'll have to investigate that. If any of you have any thoughts, leave me a comment. All right, so I put it in the bottom now, and I closed up that flap. And now what I'm going to do is I've taken some scrap from where I cut this box, and I'm just going to cut a little rectangle to place in the bottom of the box just to give it a little more security. Like I said, I'm not going to be transporting concrete blocks in it, but I do want to give it a little bit of stability in the bottom. So I'm just using my tape runner because I'm not too worried about it coming off. Actually, I'm just putting that in the bottom of the box and pressing that down. Sorry, I got off screen there a little bit. Sometimes when I'm crafting, I don't think about that. I'm thinking about what I'm doing and not if I'm in screen or not. Next, I need to put the little box onto the little pail front and back. So what I did is I know that the top of the front of the box is going to go right clear across the pail. So I know that I can easily just put that across my box. Now I'm just marking on the pail approximately where I want that glue to go, the glue and the tape, double-sided tape. So I'm placing it in, and I'm going to be placing that box on top, and the little pail is going to extend over from side to side and a little bit on the top. So I just marked on the bottom too where I wanted that last piece of tape runner. Now, if you watch my videos, you know that I am a huge advocate of fabric tack over double-sided tape. That is because if you've ever used double-sided tape, you know that it grabs, and that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to tape your pieces together and hold, and boy, it does. And especially if you've got a big piece of double-sided tape, wow, it really holds. So if you get something placed and you don't like where you placed it, you can get into some trouble. I do it often. So after so many mistakes and tearing up so much paper, I saw this tip, and I forget exactly who did it. I've seen several people do it actually, but I saw somebody do it on a YouTube video, and I thought, you know, I had to try that. And I've done it ever since. I just use both. So the tape grabs it, and the fabric tack gives some slide room. So I can slide over that tape. But the minute I reach in and I push that down onto the tape, it's stuck. So it gives me time to wiggle it around, place it where I want to place it, and now here I am sticking my hand inside and pushing down over where that tape is, and now it's pretty much stuck. It's there. And so the glue I don't have to wait for the glue to dry for it to be stuck. But at the same time, I've got the wiggle room. So I've never really taken the time to explain that. And I thought, well, I've got a little bit of time while I'm just taping up and gluing here. I'll explain that. And if you have any questions about that, you know, just leave me a comment below. It just works really well for me. All right, so moving on. I've got this back section on now. Okay, and this paper, if you like it and you want it, I don't know that you can still get it. It's really cute though. It's from Close to My Heart, and it was a set that was all under the water, sea, beach kind of thing. It was a really fun. I don't even remember what it was called. I'll look that up, and if I can find it, I'll put it in the information box below. All right, so now it's time to decorate our little pail that we might take to the beach. And I've picked up a piece of burlap here, just a little burlap ribbon, and I'm cutting it. You'll see me cut it again, I think. I think I left it in when I edited. I came back with some rickrack scissors and cut it with that. This is Offray ribbon, burlap. And again, I'm going to use my fabric tack with that little strip of glue so it will hold it quick for me once I press it down. But again, I've got that slide room. I frayed the edge, and then I realized that I cut the other side with those, I forget what they're called, zigzag scissors, rick-rack scissors, but anyway, I picked pinking shears. They're called pinking shears. There we go. Boy, you're just hearing me talk off the cuff here today because I want to get this video out. So you're going to hear me say things and just correct because I don't want to do a lot of editing. So here you get to know the real Katrina at Scrappy Horses. Anyway, I've got the burlap on now. I'm going to place this piece of lace over. Now this piece of lace, I actually had long dangly pieces off of it sort of, and I didn't want those on this, so I just cut it off. And now I just have this little piece of lace. I thought it looked really pretty and I could stick the gems on. I'm going to come in with a really thin piece of double-sided tape and tape over this piece of lace, and then I will adhere that to the top of the burlap. And again, you're going to see me come right back in with that fabric tack. I'm going to come in and do that again. Here comes my next snafu with the recorder. Like I said, this video has been, it's been sort of a challenge for me. It's just been one little thing after another, but I wanted to share this in video form in case you wanted to try something like this, because, you know, sometimes you see these kinds of things and you think, oh, they're so cute, but I couldn't do that. And you can, because it's really simple. But my next little snafu was my recorder went off before the final steps here. So let me just show you here the final steps where I glued a little ribbon in there, and then I put in the sweet little digi from Conie Fong. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. Any questions or comments, leave them in the information box below, and I will get back to you. If you found this interesting, or you enjoyed paper crafting and you would enjoy watching more YouTube videos from me, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and ring the little bell. Thanks for your visit. See you in the next video. Bye.